screen. They've got the home whites with the black shorts and the red trim. Best of 5 sets. Each set to 25. As Tommy Klaus destroys the first kill shot and the first point for Kimberly. If we go to a 5th and final set, which would be dynamite, it's the first to 15. Wisniewski's serve. Stelflug gets underneath it. Krause tried to get there, but there were bodies in his way. He's there in the back row. Punch deep. Drew Jensen brought it back. Underneath it, Ben Schultz. Little roll, but didn't get enough underneath it. 2-0 Makers.
Kimberly so far playing really solid defense. Picking up the digs. Germantown needs a side out here.
They'll get it on the double hit. Punched over by Simon Quella, who jumps into the serving spot. Germantown on the board.
And Simon Quella needs to have a great match. Yesterday against Marquette, he really struggled. Was hot to start, sat on 9 kills for a long time. And they had to pull him out and sit him down for a while.
They'll call the lift as Wisniewski tried to flip it over his head for the set.
But what's nice about Germantown is when they did have to sit out Simon Quella, they had number 1 Chase Selahowski to come in at 6'5", and he did not miss a beat.
Go quick to Klaus. Deadened by the front row. From the back row, it's Drew Jensen.
Great job of a decoy from Jackson Van Eggen, number 13. The very spirited Germantown bench, as Piper mentioned in the open, just got a little warning from the down official to stay back, take it easy.
Dial it down, boys. Everyone amped up here for the state championship, as you might expect. 3-3 on the service error there. And Cooper Polzinski to serve.
That one was probably going to float out. Holy cow, that's probably one of the highest balls I've seen hit here today.
Almost hit the scoreboard here at the rec center. And Krause delivers. You got to see, and you'll see here, look at the leap of Krause and then the windmill approach. That's not even his best. There's more to come.
And that block got there a little bit late from Germantown. Stelflug was set up, Van Eggen a little late.
Down the alley it goes on the Spencer Herman connection. Another lefty that Germantown has to be concerned about.
Right, and watch that decoy coming from Tommy Klaus. Draws the Germantown attention away from the opposite side.
Krause was there for the putback. And the dump down just missed right in front of the Kimberly bench. They had a bird's eye view, 6-3 Papermakers.
Yeah, right idea, inches out though.
Polzinski again.
And against a team like Kimberly, Germantown cannot make those little mistakes.
There's Krause. You mentioned Michelle. While this kid is deadly with the offense, he prides himself on his defense.
Look at that stretch over the net. And that was just a very obvious slide from Jackson Van Engel. I mean, you can't do that against Kimberly. You got to mix it up and not make it predictable.
Still getting the height there. But the ball trickles OB.
Nice serve from Schultz.
Double hit on the Makers side once again.
And as good as Kimberly is, the number 1 team in the state, and they have been for most of the year, they do make mental errors, and that's where Germantown needs to capitalize and keep pushing.
There's Krause. Destroys it. And you see the reaction, Michelle, which is there's no reaction. This kid is so cerebral.
None. right through the split hands of Hans Stelpflug.
Stop and pop it. That was Van Engen. Krause, Van Engen there. They'll try Herman. And the block was there. Great defense by the Warhawks.
And that is probably Van Engen's specialty, is just trolling that net, following where that set goes. And look at the elevation between him and Drew Jansen.
Van Engen, senior 6'4", middle block, and playing that position to perfection that time. Dixon Seymour on the serve. Big reach that time, and he's got a long reach. Jackson Schroeder, 6'6", junior middle.
Yeah, the timing of that was very awkward from Schroeder. Kind of had to reach back behind his body to make contact with that ball.
He's got that wingspan to do it, though, as you saw the payoff. Trickles off of Ben Schultz. Point for Kimberly.
You know, and one thing to keep in mind, the only player on the floor that was hitting consistently out of that back row in the last year was number 2, Ben Schultz. Otherwise, fresh faces hitting in that front row for the Warhawks.
Send it across. Karam's off the net on the Drew Jansen hit. There's Krause.
Great dig by Lopata.
Runner, floater, Krause there.
And look at how long that hang time is, and the hand high above the net, keeping that down. It's like he's a magnet, and that ball just stuck right to him. I mean, take a look at this. Ridiculous. And he's a lefty, which gives him that advantage.
A lot of good stuff in that package. That's good stuff from Drew Jansen.
Yeah, they call Drew Chewy. Don't know why, but you'll hear the crowd calling Chewy. I knew at one point those little intricacies. Nah, I don't remember.
It's his first year as a full-time starter, and he has taken advantage.
Boom.
Lopata absorbed the boom of Krause, and into the crowd it went. 12-7, Papermakers.
That's Krause's third kill.
And this is part of his weaponry. Lethal jump serve. Lopata tracked it down. And Jansen circled under, but crisscrossed on the hands. 13-7.
You cannot make that mistake. I mean, this is a tough serve. Lopata gets a good get, and that may have floated out of bounds.
Into the net break for Germantown, because Krause has the ability to get on a roll just by his serve alone. Good serve there. Vandenhavel was there.
Great pickup by Tony Wisniewski.
Germantown stayed with it, and Schroeder couldn't locate it after the second hit. 13-9, Kimberly. Dunked down Wisniewski. Warhawks were there. Jansen, dug out by Stelpflug. Little finger roll there. High to the sky. Push deep. Ben Schultz wide.
Hey, Germantown really struggling, finding an offensive rhythm. Hitting 0. Kimberly, 333.
This is Caleb Laundrie, 6-foot senior, into serve for Kimberly.
And that's how Kimberly's going to keep Germantown around in this set. Unforced errors.
Exactly, Michelle, because you heard Piper describing Matt Seidel and his team. When they're in lockstep with one another, they operate as a machine, and they operate cleanly, and that's tough to beat. Germantown returns the favor, so it's 15-10 now. Wisniewski. Stelpflug goes to the back row. The block is there. Tommy Klaus all over it.
I mean, the net play from Kimberly is outstanding. They can see that set at the 10-foot line. They know it's going to be a back row attack. Very easy to block that.
Not that one from Quella.
And that's because Stelpflug switched up the offense. Went back set to Quella. Smart move. Get Kimberly's block moving across that net so they don't have an opportunity to set up cleanly.
Controlled by Krause. Middle, and there's Klaus again. Destroyed it.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Honorable mention, Michelle, All-State last year was Klaus.
And Bob, I hope your son Bo's watching this at home. He plays middle on the Kettle Moraine JV team. I mean, that was just an awesome hit by Klaus.
He's taking notes. From the back, head of steam, blocked again. This time, Krause was there. You see Kimberly and the elevation at the net. Their armpits are as high as the net.
And Germantown needs to get away from setting that back row to Jansen. It's not going well. That's twice now it's been blocked. They'll call a net violation on one of the Warhawks.
Kimberly will take that point, starting to extend its lead, 18-12 to score.
And notice Coach Rushmer not calling a timeout at all. Just trying to get his players to play through this.
Might get one here. 19-12. And Brian walks up and says time.
7 out of those 13 years. But a lot of that credit goes to the Averkamp family. Ben Averkamp, who graduated, one of Rushmer's first players, actually a basketball player, was like, yeah, I'll come out for volleyball. And he brought some more of his basketball players. His brother John, assistant coach on the bench this year. And then over time, they added Luke Fisher and Jake and Zach Showalter. And the basketball players were the ones that were really getting this program going.
Yeah. They loved it. Good fall sport before their winter sport of choice, which was hoops. 21-12, Kimberly. Floater serve from Klaus.
There you go. Quick set from Stelpflug. Schultz gets it down before that block sets.
Dixon Seymour, the senior, to set. Serve, rather. I like the salad, Michelle, on Dixon.
Yeah, he comes with many different versions of his hairdo.
Kept this ball alive.
Oh, just over.
Krause winds up. Schultz is there. Stelpflug goes to Jansen, who delivers.
Great job by Drew going around that block. The block took away his line. Drew decided to go angle.
Seymour again, pokes it deep. And a double hit on the front row, trying to flip it backwards, 21-15.
And an aggressive serve there by Seymour. Kept Kimberly out of system and forced that error.
Vandenhavel went low. Herman couldn't finish it off.
One of the few bad sets that you're going to see from Stelpflug all day.
Yeah, a lot of traffic over there near the antenna and the net and the pole, and town officials now talking with Brian Rushmer because I think he saw the same thing. There was a lot of activity there.
Guess what? Your Badgers just scored a touchdown.
Thanks for the update.
You're welcome.
For those of you not tuned into football, we appreciate you watching volleyball. First time the boys are playing here in Green Bay. Up and over by Schultz.
Oh my goodness, Lepata and Schultz collided.
Almost undercut his teammate, but nice recovery by Ben to get up off the deck and provide the knockout punch there for the point.
He's got such high hops. Volleyball is definitely in his blood. Jackson Schroeder late on closing on that block. He's got two younger brothers. Drew Jansen does that play volleyball. His brother Garrett on the bench right now, a sophomore. Younger brother is in middle school. Mom's a big reason why these three boys play volleyball.
She knows where they are at all times. That's probably reason one. 22-17. They'll feed Krause.
Great
Ben
day.
Schultz was right there. Stelflug underneath it. And the set too much over on the Kimberly side. Tony Wisniewski went right up and then right down.
And that was really interesting. I wasn't quite sure what Hans was doing with that, if he was setting it or if he was trying to get it to trickle over the net.
There's Krause to Jansen. Schultz from the back. Flip it back to Herman.
Great sprawl by Lopata.
Herman again.
And there's that defense from Krause doing a great job.
And there he is from the back row, but he just missed the red tile. That's another part of his arsenal you have to be concerned about. They will feed 10 even though he's playing in the back.
And long and lanky as he's using all of that height to dig balls out in that back row.
Spencer Herman, they call him Big Play Spence at Kimberly. Kid's always around making the big hit, the big block, the big serve in the key portions of the matches.
And he was a big part of that state run last year for Kimberly.
Set point available for the Papermakers. Stelflug cross court, and Schultz able to jam it in.
And not a lot of emotion out of number 2 for Germantown. He just says, let's go, little fist bump. He's all business.
Lopata to serve. To
Tough
Vanden
serve.
Heuvel. Krause with the left hand, which is his natural hand, of course. Vanden Heuvel gets there. Circle under. Vanden Heuvel swing, but
Ouch.
didn't have the angle that time. He got airborne, but tried to kick it left, and it went OB.
When I thought maybe he stepped on his teammate's foot because he landed weird. Thankfully, he's okay.
How about that from Quella? Timeout, Kimberly. Still have the lead, still one. Also wanted to make sure we gave a shout out. He says they got the best assistant staff as well, including Landon Krause's mom, Tara.
Moms are the best.
Piper will break that down. Maybe we'll get some dirt on Landon. There's your set point out of the timeout. So timeout well spent.